It's time for us to have a conversation on consumer tech segment. And today we're going to be talking about something that's very important. Some of you would have had this experience before, regardless of whatever your attempts to safeguard and everything else. It befalls us, from time to time. We get our phones stolen. What do you do before your phone ever gets stolen to make sure that if it does get stolen, you can get your phone back? And then if you haven't done that and it gets stolen, what do you do after it gets stolen? We're going to have all that conversation, but just a quick reminder that my GH Pay app is back with a bang. Now, my GH Pay is Ghana's biggest payments collections platform. Can you go over to the website or also onto Play Store or Apple Store? You download the app, fill in a bit of information, and you're good to go. My GH Pay, the app has completely been revamped, and it's exciting new things. My GH Pay, buy, sell, connect. Now, Amishad Ayofori has joined us. He's going to get into this thing, and look, exciting things for you. So let me introduce him. Hi.
Hello, David.
How are you?
I'm great.
It's good to have you here in studio.
Likewise. Good to be
Fantastic. Now, so stolen phones. It's something that has happened to a lot of people. I mean, I've experienced it. Different people have experienced it. I know that one of the things that telcos have tried to do, it's come to Ghana a bit, but more so, I know places like South Africa and other rest. You look for ways of making it useless to steal. And then it's like, look, there's no point. You see the phone, it's nice, you want to do it, but you know that at the end of the day, if you steal it, there's no point. Take us into the conversation. What is it that we can do to prevent people from becoming excited about stealing our phones and then, all of that?
Well, David, you've taken the words right from my mouth. So I was even going to ask you if you've had your phone stolen before and what you did.
Yes. Actually, I discovered, a few years ago, actually, when iPhone had introduced Find My iPhone.
Okay.
And then, installed it and all the rest. I was like, oh, but this is never going to happen, So, and lo and behold, in less than a year, it actually happened. Less than a year of installing that, it actually happened. But it was interesting watching where the phone was going from point to point, point to point, point to point. And we actually traced them and found them.
Okay.
The guys were sitting in a pub somewhere and, walked in and said, somebody here, and I was with the police. So somebody in this room here has a stolen phone.
Okay.
When they found that guy, it was not easy for him.
It was like using juju. Well, perfect.
I know, right?
So we'll use your example to walk through what you do when your phone is stolen.
Right.
And before we even get to your phone being stolen, let's do preventive measures, right?
Fantastic.
To avoid your phone being useful, like you said. So one of the first things that we can do, obviously, is to back up all our data. Okay. Now, fortunately, we can save all our contacts, right? If you use an Android or an iPhone, you can back up all your contacts using your Gmail account or your iPhone account. Yeah. So that one you definitely should do. And then there's something called credential stuffing.
Okay.
Yes, and credential stuffing is basically someone getting your password and running it through all the different social sites just to see if that password works.
Oh.
So for some of us, we use one password for almost everything.
It's basically, we forget passwords. And now that you're saying that, look, you need to have a long, complex password so people don't crack it. Then let me have just that one that is long and complex and use it for everything.
Use it for everything,
I don't forget
but unfortunately, that is not the most secure thing you can do, because once I get that password, that means I'm probably going to get access to almost everything that you are using that password for. So ideally, right, you are encouraged to have multiple passwords, but how do you remember them?
Yeah.
You are advised to keep them, right, using a third-party password app, or you can write them down somewhere.
Okay.
Of course, they come with their security risks, but as much as possible, you want to have different passwords to avoid it being stolen. And then there's this thing that I'm sure we've seen a lot, but we have not been using. It's called two-factor authentication. right? This simply means that if someone is going to get access to something that is password protected, they should confirm with either my phone or my email.
Yeah.
So if I have a password, I should get a ping on my phone that says, hey, someone is trying to access, should you allow? Right? What this does is that it prevents the person stealing your phone or getting access to your device from getting first entry. They will have to take another step, and this will help prolong the ability to use your phone.
So people should activate the two-factor authentication.
Yes, and this happens on your phone. It can happen for your social media accounts. It happens especially for your banking accounts, right? So we want to back up these things as much as possible. And these are things that we are doing even before, right?
Yes.
Of course, we don't want our phones to be stolen.
No.
But we don't live in an ideal world,
of course.
right?
Yeah.
So we have looked at backing up our information. We have looked at two-factor authentication. And now, what you just said about your iPhone, you can actually enable Find My iPhone, right? Now, we don't have it just on iPhone. We have it on your Android device as well. So if you go to Google, just type Find My Android. You can get an app for it. If you use a Samsung phone, Samsung allows you to be able to easily do that.
Okay.
Now, the advantage with this one, obviously, is what you described. You can be able to track where your phone is. Now, after your phone has been stolen, we have done before. Let's look at after.
Okay.
One of the advice is for you to immediately enter your device remotely using the Find My iPhone or Find My Android device. The first thing you want to do is shut down the phone. So you can do this remotely once you have access to your device. You can either shut it off or clean the data completely. Because I'm realizing that now our phones have become extensions of ourselves.
Yes.
If I take David's phone, I'm going to see everything about David.
Everything.
Your family, your bank account.
Everything is on there.
So as much as possible, you want to be able to wipe that data so that no one else has access to your private information, right? And then finally, if you are able to track your phone and you find it, it is advised that you don't go alone. Because most people, out of anger, want to go confront the thief. But just like you did, and that's why your example is perfect, you go with a couple of people, ideally the police, so that when you encounter the person, you'll be able to easily retrieve your phone without any violence involved.
I remember back in the day, I mean, the police were very excited to be watching on a laptop,
right?
You know, seeing where the phone was going, you know.
Almost like Uber.
Yeah, you could actually watch. They were going, they've passed here. They've passed here. It's hey.
And they ended up in a pub.
It's like, hey, I brought phone, you know, kind of thing. It was just fascinating. But it was quite a few years ago. This must have been about at least 6 years ago.
Okay.
You know, So it was very fascinating. It was quite novel at the time too. So
yes, and now, thanks to advancements of technology, it's even way easier. So even if you don't have it, if you don't have an iPhone, if it doesn't appear on your Android device, you can always install a third-party device. I think that doing these things will help us, to be able to better accept the fact that our phone is stolen and be able to manage the risks that are involved, right? So let's just quickly go through what I have here just to make sure. So we are saying that before your phone is stolen, or security tips whilst you have your phone, back up all your contacts and important information. We are saying that don't choose a password that's easy to get, and when you do, use multiple passwords. We are also saying that you should enable your Find My iPhone or Android on your phone or your device. And then this is something that we can also do with the two-factor authentication. There's an app called Google Authenticator app. Right? It's super easy to use. You install just one app. You can install it on iPhone or Android. And you can use it to authenticate almost everything on your phone that needs a password. So Google Authenticator app. Yes. And then finally, we say that save all your bank codes, email passwords, etc. Using these two-factor authentications. So this is whilst you have your phone. And once your phone is stolen, the first thing you want to do as much as possible is to block your phone using the remote platforms. And then if you have sensitive information, you can quickly wipe the data. And then finally, you can decide to track your phone and go with law enforcement agencies to get your phone back.
Super. Now, can we walk through the process and show people actually how it's done.
Okay.
Because there are some viewers will be watching right
Okay.
now. It's like you're saying it sounds good, but how do I even do that?
Practically,
right?
okay.
How do I practically
Okay.
do that?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So if we can do that, let's.
Sure. So let's do for Android phones first.
Okay.
So for the Android phone, once your phone is stolen, first of all, when you have your phone,
Yes.
go quickly search for Find My Phone.
Okay.
This is on Google, and immediately you will get the option to download an app
Okay.
that helps you to find your phone,
All
right? The first thing you do once you download this app
So
is
that's
to
where we have it there.
exactly.
Yeah.
The first thing you do when you get this app is to put on your notification on your phone that allows you to track your phone.
Okay.
So you put on your location on your phone. Unfortunately, you will have to always keep this on. I know that people have an aversion to doing this, but to be able to find your phone whenever it gets missing, you have to keep your phone location
yeah.
on. Once you keep your phone location on, it's immediately registered to your phone on the app. And that's all you need to do. Next time your phone is missing, you just go to Google, you log in with your email and your password, and you go to Find My Phone, right? And then you'll be able to track your phone.
So for example, on a laptop, and my phone is missing, I'm using an Android phone. I go to Google,
Yes.
and then I
You type Find My Phone.
Find My Phone
in Google.
It will take you to
It will take you to a place where you log in with your email
With
and
the
your
email and
password,
password.
and then you immediately see
you.
your device.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But that's because your locations are on the
Yes.
phone.
Yes.
But if you turn it off,
If you turn it off, it might not work.
yeah.
However, because of advancement of technology, they will be able to do a rough estimate of where your phone is, but not the specific location.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Okay.
And then you can even go ahead to make your phone ring. So
Oh,
sometimes
wow.
you've misplaced your phone. It's not stolen,
Yeah.
but you can ring your
and
phone
you don't know
remotely.
where it is in the.
Exactly,
I see.
exactly. So that's for Android. Same works with iOS. So with iOS, when you go to your settings on iOS, you'll be able to go to security.
Okay.
You'll be able to find My Phone in the steps, and then you also put that on
Okay.
on your iPhone or iOS
Okay.
device. And
Okay.
then when it's missing, you go through the same process. You go on a Mac or another device to locate your iOS device.
Yeah.
Yes, so those are two simple steps
Wow.
to help you
Wow.
if you misplace your phone.
Yeah. Now, does it work for other gadgets as well?
Okay. So yes, it does work for other gadgets. So you can do it for obviously tablets, right?
Okay.
Now, if you want to let's say find your laptop or even your keys, now we have third-party devices that you can simply slap on your device. So Apple recently came up with its AirTags, right?
Okay.
So if you're
Yep.
sophisticated and you
Yep.
can afford that, definitely go for that. But I know of third-party devices similar to AirTags that you can also use,
Okay.
right? And then you sync them all with your phone or your other devices. So once it's missing, it works almost the same as Find My
I
Phone
see.
does. Yes.
I see. So let's talk a little bit about the importance of an ecosystem for your gadgets in terms of, again, something being stolen.
Okay.
You know, how does that work?
All right. So I do get the concern about making all your devices connected. I do get the security concerns. So it's almost like a chicken and egg situation. You choose which of the two devices that you want to have. For me, I would rather be able to locate my phones. So now what it means is that you are able to seamlessly connect with every device that you own.
Okay.
Now, we can borrow a term from banking. It's called omni-channels.
Okay.
So that means that if I start a process on my iPad right now, and for some reason I have to leave my iPad, I can continue it on my phone, right?
Yeah.
That's the benefit right there.
Okay.
It helps you to be able to continue processes and activities that you are doing, just in case you have had to change locations
Yeah.
or something happens,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So even now, as we are talking, most of the conversations that we are having, I started the notes on my phone, and now I'm able to continue on my iPad.
Yes.
So the advantage I see here as a tech-savvy person is that it helps you to seamlessly work, and it doesn't matter the situation that you find yourself in. So this conversation actually, David, background story, my friend lost her phone, right? And as soon as it was stolen from her, she had to quickly rush home and be able to stop everything on her phone.
Wow.
And that's how she was able to save her phone.
Wow.
And she had all her bank apps, she had all her pictures.
Okay.
And she was able to remotely delete all of them.
Now let's talk about that aspect though, the remote, deletion, remote locking of phone and so on. How exactly does that work? I mean,
Yes. So it's all on the internet.
Okay.
Unfortunately for us, we are not as connected as we would love to be. So ideally, we should have Wi-Fi everywhere we are. So even when your phone is stolen and they've removed your SIM,
Yeah.
the phone is still able to connect via Wi-Fi, right? So for my friend, luckily, she had internet access. So even though her phone was stolen, the phone was connected to her SIM. The SIM had not yet been removed. So when she came home immediately, she connected with Wi-Fi and was able to have access to the
Okay.
phone. So the only way that you can really have access to your phone or any of your devices remotely is to be able to always be connected.
okay.
And then that's where we probably will have to have cultural influences coming in, because I also know that people like to put their data off.
Yeah.
Just so that they are not spending data. People like to put their location off, just so that they feel like some third-party person is not
Not
following them.
following them. Yeah.
So, like I said, you choose to take which of the evils that you prefer. But ideally, in this world where you can't afford to lose your device
Yeah.
because it has everything on you, I would advise that you should be able to keep
Turn your
this
location
on.
on, and then in case it gets stolen.
Exactly.
All right, fantastic.
Exactly.
If people want to reach you, how do they get you?
Right. They can reach me on any of my social handles. I'm most active on Twitter.
Okay.
It's Amish_Ofori. And then they can also reach me via my my email, which is ofori.amishadai@gmail.
All right, super. Thank you. We've
Thank
been
you,
speaking
David.
with Amishadai Ofori, and he's been helping us. I mean, I hope you guys were taking notes right there, because you never know when it's going to happen. So better, prepare for the worst and then not even have it happen than to be sorry afterwards.